Dear students, today we will read the poem The Ball, Class 10, composed by John Berryman. In this poem, the poet is talking about a little boy who has lost his ball. The poet says that the sight of the boy losing his favorite ball made him think about the boy and his reaction to this situation. He further says that the boy was helplessly looking into the water where his ball had gone. Now, I will explain you about the introduction of the poet. John Berryman was an American poet and scholar. He was born on 25th October 1914, McAllister, Oklahoma, United States. And he was a major figure in American poetry in the second half of the 20th century and is considered a key figure in the confessional school of poetry. His best known work is the Dream Songs. He was died on 7 January 1972, Minneapolis, Minnesota, United States. Now we will read the ball poem, and in this poem I will explain you the meaning of the difficult words, the poetic devices, and finally we will do the question answers. Now I start the poem. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is it to do? I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over there it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. Now the poet is saying that the boy has lost his ball, so what he will do now? He is unable to decide what is it to do. He is watching the ball going in the water, and the poet feels that the ball is bouncing very merrily over there it is in the water. The ball is very happy while going into the water, but the boy who has lost the ball is very sad. Now, in the next line, the poet wants to say, no use to say, oh, there are other balls. No use to say means the poet wants to say that he is not going to console the boy that what he should do, and he can buy another ball. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. He is telling that it is no use to say that there are other balls, means he can buy another ball, because the boy is too much attached to the ball with that he was playing, and that's why he is deeply grieved as he stands rigid, and he is so grieved that he is unable to move. He is trembling because of shock, and continuously he is staring the ball going down. All his young days into the harbor where his ball went. The poet is saying that he is standing at the harbor. Harbor means the place where the ships are stationed. And he wants to say that boy standing there, he is remembering the young days. Means he used to play with ball there, so he is remembering those days when he was playing the ball. Now, the poetic device here, that is merrily bouncing, and in the fourth line consecutively it is used merrily. So when the line starts with the same word, that is called anaphora. And ultimate shaking grief. Ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy. Here, ultimate means final. Ultimate means final, and he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor. His ball win. Now here the ball has been personified. He is saying the ball went means ball is going. So it is the ball has been personified. And in the third line, merrily bouncing again here, the ball has been personified. And the word has been repeated in the second line, what. So this is the repetition. When a word is repeated, that is called repetition. So there are three poetic devices used here. One is repetition, the other is personification, and anaphora. Now, next, I would not intrude him. The poet is saying that I am not going to interfere in his grief. The boy is deeply sad, so let him be sad, because the poet wants that the with this loss, the boy is learning to cope up with the loss. He wants to say that the loss is also a part of life. So he must understand that in life, uh, gain is as important as the loss. A dime another ball is worthless. He again says that the ball is worthless. Worthless means the ball, a dime means 10 cents, that is American uh, currency, and 10 cent. Dime means 10 cent. So he is telling that the ball is worthless, means its cost is very low, so he can buy another ball. But he does not want to suggest him to buy another ball. Now he senses first responsibility, because with this loss he will sense the first responsibility. First responsibility means he will try to understand the importance of loss in life. In a world of possession, people will take balls. The poet want to say he senses first responsibility in a world of possession. Possession means the things we possess. Sometimes we possess very precious things. Sometimes we possess very common things. But in the world of possession, sometimes we get benefit, and sometimes we face loss also. So he is telling that he can buy another ball, but I am not going to suggest him to buy another ball, because he must understand the responsibility to take care of things, whether it is of low cost or it is precious or costly. And people will take balls will be lost always, little boy, and no one buys a ball back. He also want to say that people will take balls will be lost always. He is saying that if one ball is lost, we can buy another ball, but it is not necessary that all the time, if we lost one ball and we buy another ball, because money is external means money is not important, and you cannot get happiness with money. You must have satisfaction in your mind, then you will be happy in the life. Otherwise you will not be happy. Always you will, one thing will be lost and you will buy another thing. So in this way you will not be happy, because needs are endless. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. The poet is saying the boy is hopeless. Desperate means hopeless. The boy is hopeless, but even then he is learning the epistemology of loss. Epistemology means understanding, knowledge. Knowledge of loss is also very important in life. How to stand up? How to stand up means how to bear the loss, knowing what every man must one day know. And the poet want to say that every person in this world must know one day that the loss is also a part of life. And in this poem, he tells us about a boy who has lost his ball, the most valuable thing for him, without which he cannot play. The ball can be replaced, of course. Still, the boy stands trembling and staring down into the place where his ball went. He cannot bear with the loss. The ball may just cost a few rupees, and as the poet puts it, it is external, but the loss has taught him the most important thing in life. His first responsibility, if only the ball was not lost, or if it had been replaced by another, then he would not have learnt his responsibility. To understand the nature of loss, what it must, what it means to lose, and how to stand up. This is the epistemology of loss. And this is important in life because everyone must know how to stand up in a loss. Now let us come to the uh, meaning of difficult words. We will revise here. Merrily. Merrily means happily. And the sentence, oh, there are other balls. The word suggests that the loss is not important enough to worry about. The poem is about a little boy. For the first time in his young life, he is learning what it is like to experience grief at the loss of a much loved possession, that is his ball. Harbor means port or dock, shaking, vibrating, ultimate, final. Now, poetic device. Literary devices in the poem. Personification, merrily bouncing down the street, that I have explained you earlier. Metaphor, balls will be lost always. This is metaphor. And I would like to explain you what is personification. Personification is the technique or practice of representing objects, qualities, etc. as humans in art and literature. Poems, The Brook, The Song of the Rain, and Ode to Autumn are some famous examples of personification. Metaphor is the poetic device. It is a word or phrase used to describe a person or something else in a way that is different from its normal use in order to show that the two things have the same qualities and to make the description more powerful. For example, she has a heart of stone. Now, let us do some question answers. First question is, why does the poet say, I would not intrude on him? The poet says, so because perhaps he wants the boy to realize what a loss could lead to. Question 2, why doesn't he offer him money to buy another ball? He does not offer the boy money to buy another ball because he wants him to understand the worth of the